You can't really see now because the sun's took most of it off. There's a little bit still behind the hedge, but we've got a frost. So, get the baitman out. Go and put some kerb on the oilseed rape, which is herbicide, kills grass, weeds, volunteer cereals, and it works in the top layer of the soil, but it only works in cold weather. We've got cold weather, so we're going. A little bit of a miss there with the drill. Just spraying one of my favourite fields on the banks of the river. It's as still as anything, and in fact, it doesn't really look like a river because the tide is that far out that it's just like a mud flat, if you will. I'll just go past these bushes and I'll zoom in and you'll see better. So it's just acres and acres of sand. There's Runcorn Bridge, the new one hiding behind it. There's a boating. Yeah, there's a boating over there. There's where they make the calcifert lime. Fertiliser factory's just round the corner, sort of behind me now, but we'll have a look at that in a minute. Yeah, so I'm just spraying this now. It doesn't look too bad. The geese haven't moved into that corner yet, which is even better. So, keep going. Yeah, so we're putting what's called kerb on, where the soil temperatures need to be quite cold for it to work properly. And it kills the roots of grass weeds and sort of volunteer cereals, but it doesn't kill oilseed rape. It's not Astro Kerb. Astro Kerb is a bit like the same product, but it can also kill different broadleaf weeds as well. The problem with that is if you spray Astro Kerb on, then you can't bale the oilseed rape straw because you can have a residue within it, and if that then gets spread on a crop that might be growing a field that then might grow potatoes next, the kerb residue will kill the potatoes. So I only use straight kerb. That allows me to bale it and not have any restrictions. And then also the oilseed rape is a clear field variety, so that means that I've got other chemistry to knock out the sort of the broadleaf weeds within it by the variety, if you will. So that's the plan with that. I'm out nice and early because Charlotte's got a scan at 11:30. So I want to try and get a tank full done before then, go to the hospital, get back and get some more done. Should just say, you can see obviously the stubble in the tram lines. So this was direct drilled into a winter barley stubble, and then behind them trees there, Bill's got some that was sumoed and had a bit of digestate, and it looks a lot more advanced than this. So it'll be interesting to see come harvest how the two fields compare in yield wise. Yeah, look how obviously it's all here, but the stubble's sticking up out of it. But if you look at Bill and Joe's, to the side of the hedge, zoom in, looks like cabbages, mint. Just jumped out the sprayer to see the blue skies over the field of oilseed rape I'm spraying, and then if you look the other way, can you see all the sort of steam, smoke, CO2, whatever coming out of the factories over there? Well, UK agriculture is only responsible for 10% of CO2 emissions in the UK, yet for some reason we get 90% of the blame. But I think that just tells a story, don't you? I'll flip the camera. See, nice blue skies, even the moon. Scan round. Industrialised, patient. Quick update on the fertiliser factory. There it is. There with that tower. I don't think it's actually producing anything. There's a little bit of smoke for the one behind the turbine. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe someone will know if it is. There's still wheat that's coming up after the spud as well, looking quite good. Definitely cold weather, more chip going out. I've just loaded it now. Sam's just running a bit of soil around with the 936 on the dump trailer, and it looks a beast. Just come in the yard then, back from spraying, and it's just glowing in the yard. The trailer's a bit grubby though. Just gonna wash it off and wash the wheels, hope the paint don't fall off. Looks well, that, I think. So far today the chip is behaving itself, but we've worked it out to be this sort of sensor wire, and we can't find anything wrong, but when it takes a big log and it vibrates, it kicks it out, so we really need to trace the wiring completely. But while it's a nice dry day, we're going to crack on with some chipping, and then maybe if it's raining on Wednesday or something, we'll get it in the workshop and trace the wiring back better. but it's got into sort of the back of the pile now, which is the deader stuff and the drier stuff. It goes through a lot easier, chips a lot nicer. You see the dust actually blowing out of it as well. Cracking day today. I'm going to go back spraying anyway. Sam's fitted the number plate to the drill. Unfortunately, the people that made it, I think they've got the spacing wrong. But I suppose it's better than not having a number plate on. A bit wonky as well. Yes, you did hear me correctly before. I did take Charlotte for a scan, and her, I don't know, are having a baby, and there it is waving at you. How mad's that? It's waving. Yes, so early May, Charlotte's due, first week of May. Going past the chipper, still working fine at the moment. It's found that as well. In the shed with Sam, and there's like a random sort of spot there on the wall of light, and it's coming from right up there. Perfect circle. Weird. There's a little fake one there as well. Never seen that before. Oh, we've got some new fly tipping in the usual spot. We've got a big red sofa and another big red sofa. It looks like it's got speakers in it as well. It's a bit grotty though. Why they couldn't have just burnt it on bonfire night in the local park like most other people do? Burn the grass, I don't know. But yeah, there it is. Water lane if you want it. And you can see all them pigeons just disappearing. A swarm of them. As of too bright in the sun. As I've pulled in the field anyway, it's a flock of pigeons. So we've got fly tipping up at the top of the hill and then pigeons at the bottom of the hill. Great. Yesterday's video ended up a bit long, so I cut a bit out, but this is what I've sort of filmed in the workshop yesterday. And you might hear me saying it's now Sunday, but obviously that was because it was yesterday, so here it is. These have just arrived on a Sunday. They are basically magnets for the tractor run. So for attaching lights to the tractors, but also, you know me window for the bottom of the roller shutter door. We're gonna have it so it magnets on the side. So ordered a few of these, so they'll stay on that, then on the tractor, and they'll go on the tractor, then they'll go back onto that. So very handy things off Amazon. You come with a cable tie as well, and you can just attach the stuff with no damage. Also, we've not had a quiz question for ages, really, and this is like a dead easy one. It's more of a cryptic one. So why would Andrew have had a duvet on this trailer? It's a bit of a clue with that pallet there and what colour the pallet's turned it up. If you think you know anyway, let me know. Leave a comment below. Also, we're not on the cool wall phrases, so I'll print some pictures out and we'll do that. Someone's been taking the mickey though, and they've put, I think it could have been Andrew's put case 5140 under the seriously uncool on duct tape. So I think it's just a wham Robin up, but Robin's not seen it, I don't think yet. And he's then put his John Deere badge on Sub-Zero, which again, probably isn't that 4955, isn't Sub-Zero. I think we've only got one tractor that's Sub-Zero at the moment, and that's a black 936, which we all know it is. Where would that 4494 come anyway? So I just finished spraying, and now we've got a car parked in the way of me getting out. Unless I can kind of like squeeze this side of it. Probably can actually. Just starting to go dark now. Just jumped off to show you this. This is all the stalks stripped. So obviously the pigeons have eaten the leaves. So there's a leaf, what it should look like. And this is what it looks like now, just a stalk. On the whole of this field, they've stripped it. But the plants are still there. And then if we go across a little bit, this was sumoed and sown into. And then this here now, I showed you this a few weeks ago. This is the line that wasn't sumoed. And you can see the plants are still stripped in it, but it looks like there's hardly anything there because of the stubble. If anything, this is nearly a little bit further ahead than that because it's been disguised a bit longer. But then I think here we've had a little bit of slug pressure and they've been thinned out as well. There's still a crop there if they stop eating it in the spring. I suppose we better do the birthday bumper actually, haven't we, before it goes too dark. Birthday bumper time. Andrew Smith, George Jones, Russ Green, Thomas Fart. I think Thomas's birthday was actually on Friday and it's kind of got missed off the list. Happy birthday for Friday. Happy birthday to everyone else. And also R.I.P. Ralph. So Claire's dog Ralph had to be put down this morning, which is sad. Sorry, I think it was knocked down actually this morning. So quite sad. She's really upset about it. So hopefully that cheers her up knowing that he's on the birthday bumper. Now, that sunset, you can't see half it because of them trees, but when I come down the road over there before, it was amazing, but I didn't have the camera in the mount, so I'd missed probably most of it, because like I say, a good half it's hiding behind them trees, but it's just such amazing colours, and that's the great thing about farming, being outside, working with views like that. Anyway, I've got this field to do and then another 2 afterwards, and then it'll probably be pitch black while I finish off, so we might have to turn the lights on in a bit. But look at that sky. Just in the second to last field now, but sunset is kind of gone now. We've lapsed the red colours. Behind that wood there is the Jaguar Land Rover factory and the approach to the airport. So the airport's kind of over there, right in the middle of the street. So if you've ever flown out of Liverpool Airport, or you're going to fly out of Liverpool Airport, you've probably driven on that road there where them cars are driving, that truck, there is it there, before. So that's where we are, that's how close we are to the airport. I've got a complaint about the Bateman. I've just got out of it, I'm in the shed, it's dark, the cab's got lit up. I shut the door of the cab and pitch black, can't see a thing getting out the shed. A lot of the tractors nowadays have a courtesy light, so that if you can't see me, can you? A lot of the tractors have a courtesy light, and the side lights or the work lights stay on for sort of 2 minutes so you can get out the shed. And Bateman need to put that in their wiring loom, I think. Back down the yard now where we have got some lights, and obviously it's brighter. So I've managed to get all the oilseed rape sprayed today with kerb, which is great because it means, I've pretty much washed out anyway. I've got another rinse to do tomorrow, go back onto wheat. But that's a job well done. It's gone on in the right conditions, nice and still, not too wet, and nice cold weather, so it should start working straight away. And then some years, you see, we don't get on until sort of January because it's just too wet. So I made up I've done that, because that means now that any grass weeds will not be stealing the fertiliser from the oilseed rape. So that's about it for today. Got another great outro off someone that's done it on Farm Sim. He couldn't get the colour of the case right, but it's great. So thanks for that. Don't forget, if you've got them, send them on Instagram, and if I've missed them out, send them again because they do get a little bit lost. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to click like if you made this far, and I'll see you tomorrow.